This is the most frequently asked question I've ever received in my life, even among spiritual questions, and that is, are you married?
From that day, I said, let me be single because this man will catch me.
My son's girlfriend is from Sri Lanka. Now, you see, no, listen. He loves his girlfriend. Yeah. But listen to me. In that same sequence, it is very spiritual. Because if you marry an Indian, they pay the lobola. I can't wait to receive. You marry from Sri Lanka, they pay. I have to be thinking, like I need to be thinking like, what do I do now? We need to be thinking, you know. See, my father's brother is here. Stand up, sir. You see, now, so he has remained as the father now. Watch this. So I have to ask him, so how many cows, Eddie cattle? No, on UJ, we get the cows ourselves. Thank you, sir. Oh no, we are taking.
One day I was coming from a location. That was when I was still a boarder. And one day I've now come from the boarding house to see him, and he's in London here. I'm seeing him in one hotel. And as I get to the hotel, this is some years ago, he now begins to show me the clothes that he bought. He's saying, I bought this one, I bought this one. I said, Dad, this one is not your age. Give it to me. You want to be wearing what us teenagers are supposed to be wearing. And as he's showing me, he says, if I give you, you want to show your girlfriend. I said, Kai. Maybe there's a different testimony for another time. Let me tell you, my biggest mistake was to attempt to lie to him. I forgot who was standing before me. I thought maybe the radar was not operating this. I began to laugh. I said, Dad, you are funny. He began to say, no, this one with this name, this like this. You were even here with her. From that day, I said, let me be single because this man will catch me.
This is the most frequently asked question I've ever received in my life, even among spiritual questions, and that is, are you married? Now, to answer your question, there was actually one funny story that took place on one occasion. I was leaving Nigeria, about to head to Dubai, but I was still in the nation. And one lady, she came to me as I was about to sit down, and she said, congratulations, congratulations. I said, congratulations. And she says, congratulations on your wedding. I saw that you got engaged. I said, engaged? All this time, I was a single, young 20-year-old man, no marriage, no relationship, no engagement. And in 1 second, she made me a married man. So to answer your question, all I say to that lady is I receive, because I am not married. That is the reality of it. At this point in my life, I am hyperly focused on the work of God, as I will always be, even in the circumstance of marriage. Just at this point, it requires my whole entire focus. It doesn't mean that I will not get married in the next year to come, the next years to come. I'm just following the will of God for my life. My singleness is not a license to sin. I understand the importance of purity whilst being single as well. But to answer your question, no, I am not married, but pray for me.
When you live a life of fire on the altar, there is no way sin can find you. But some of you, we are too given to our pleasures. Are you willing to say, God, strip me from everything. All I want is you. Because the price of all of him is all of you. I sat in my house. I said, God, I'm all alone here. I have no friends to talk to. I have nobody to call. I don't go out. I have no wife. I have nobody around me. My family don't live with me. Why would you allow me to be alone? I said, God. And then I realized it's the way of the wilderness. Because even Moses, he need to be separated from the palace. For 40 years, it was him and God alone. So I say, God, I know why you have placed me here. You have placed me in the period of the wilderness. Because it is in the wilderness that God chisels men. And when my generation are going out, I'm staying at home, I'm reading your scriptures. When I'm with all the people on the pulpit, behind the pulpit is just you and I. When the lights turn off, it's just you and I. When 200 million people can view your video praising you, after it's done, it's just you and I. When fire is on the altar, it separates. This is why it was Elijah, when he spoke to Elisha, he said, if you see me go, you will receive what you have asked for. And when he was taken, it is chariots of fire that separated them. Fire separates and fire purifies. I cried that day and I was forced to wipe my tears because I realized God had placed me in the period of the wilderness. Separation. The amount of times I've touched my Bible is more than when the people were with me. I've journeyed and captured spiritual things more than when people were with me by my side. That's when I realized it's God chiseling my tongue. If you marry me and you are carnal, you will not like me at all. Because when you want to hug me, I want to hug God. The moment you want to kiss me, I want to kiss Papa God. You must have a certain level of spirituality. Every single time Jesus wanted to perform a miracle, he would go up to a mountain to recharge energy. When you take the call of being a priest, you control the economy of your whole family. Where there's an issue, there's a burden happening in your family, you say, give it to me. I will sort this one out in my altar. This is why if you walk with me, it's always prayer, because I'm recharging energy.